chilling, man. Everything's cool. The creative process is happening,
Yes, sir.
So
you and I spoke a while back. I was trying to get you on the show, but life happens, things happen, and it just didn't work. But I'm happy to have you here now.
All right. I reluctantly kind of do interviews. I do a bunch of them, but it's really like a mood thing, a vibe thing. And I have to commend you on your stick-to-itiveness. Like, look, no, for anybody that's listening right now, like, persistence is necessary.
Yeah.
You want to get what you want and get it done, you're going to have to be persistent. You got to come back. You're going to have to deal with no. You're going to have to, like, be like, all right, whatever, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
So, here we are.
Yes, sir. And it's crazy you say that, right? So every season I have a target, right? I want this specific person on my show. So last year I was trying to get you, and I'm like, okay, he doesn't know he's going to be on my show. He is. He doesn't know it yet. Like, we are New York City born and bred, so we know about consistency. I'm not going to do it till you answer it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I made sure this year, I said, I don't care what he think he's going to say. It's going to be yes, and we're going to figure this out. So my brother, thank you so much.
And a lot of times, like, people take no personally.
Yes.
Like, they think it's them. A lot of times it's other stuff that has
so many things happening, right?
It can be very arbitrary. A schedule situation might be missed. Something personal in their family might have happened. A tragedy could have happened. It has nothing to do with you. It's not no because of you. It's no because I
the
can't
situation
right now.
in the moment.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm naturally kind of shy though, and I'm about my work. I've always been very enamored, so to speak, of the creative process.
Yeah.
A lot of the other things that go along with it, like the interviews and the red carpets and things like that, I've always kind of been like, I mean, it's a necessary evil. I mean, we have to market, whatever it is we create or what we're comfortable. Generally, it's not comfortable.
I understand. And it's funny that you say that because, here, I put on the thing, I do what I got to do. But naturally, outside of this, I am a social introvert. Like, I've realized that growing up. Like, I can stay in my house for 3 weeks if you let me. I don't need to go nowhere. I don't need to go anywhere. You know what I mean? So I understand when you say that, which is why I don't want it to be an interview. I want it to be a conversation.
It's all good.
You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah,
we're having a conversation.
I mean, COVID happened. They shut down the whole country. The city was shut down. Everybody, Khalil, how you doing? I was like, I'm cool.
This is normal. I do this every day.
Not a whole lot has changed. The crib, chilling. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, yes,
hey, man, I got a lot done. I've been writing. I've been in the lab. I've been writing, developing with, my focus lately has been very international. So I've been reaching over to the other shores, over to Africa, over to Asia, and it's been a beautiful thing.
Yes, well, I know that, as I was prepping, people kept telling me he's a rapper, right? And I'm like, he's not really a rapper.
Not a rapper. Who told you I was a rapper?
Right. People, and that's why you always got to do things for yourself, right? So people say he's a rapper. I'm like, but it's not rapping when you're kind of just like telling a story and speaking facts. Like, it's just amazing storytelling behind a dope beat. So, like, it is what it is, right? So Lambs to Slaughter, Little Ducky, which I want to get into because I was like, my man went ham. Like, and as I was listening to it, I was like, damn, where was I in 2019? And I didn't hear this song then. But I know where your mindset was. But for people who may not know, kind of under a rock or whatever train that they missed to get to the exit where they should have been listening, why did you need to write Little Ducky?
All right, these comments are outrageous. Everybody, thank you I'm appreciating the love. It's all good. Yes, I'm still alive. It is what it is. So Little Ducky, I'm gonna, like I was saying earlier, I'm very enamored with the creative process. So I'm gonna follow that wherever that goes. So Lambs to Slaughter is a play. Lambs to Slaughter is a play that I'm developing, that I wrote, that the Negro Ensemble Company is producing in April of 2022.
Yeah.
So we've done 4 workshops already. We did 1 workshop for the poetry, and we've done 3 workshops for the text. Reggie Douglas is directing, like it's on and popping. Cynthia Kitt over at NEC is producing for me. Karen Brown at NEC, wow, like the support. Well, it's difficult when you're known for one thing,
right?
Do something else. So the whole playwright thing, again, no. All right, whatever. And then finally somebody said yes. They read the play, they understood it, they dug it, beautiful. There's poetry in the play. And I wanted live music, like there's going to be a live band during the performance of this piece. So I needed to find someone to like hook me up with musicians and a live band so I could get this moving. So I worked with this one musician on another piece that I directed, this theater piece, and he did the music. It was great. So I called him up. I told him about the piece. I told him about the poetry, and he said, great, I need to read the play. He read the play. He goes, whoa, okay, now I need to hear the poems. Can you recite some of the poems for me? Yeah, sure. So I recite some of the poems for him, and he's like, oh shit, yo, bro, we need to go in the studio right now. Like, we need to go in the studio with the band. Little Ducky was just from fucking around in the studio, like talking politics and this and that, and they're working on that. So I'm writing and like Little Ducky's not in the play, but Little Ducky I wrote while we were in the studio.
It should be in the
play.
And
we were cracking up, so he was like, yo, go lay it down. And I just went in, boom, like 2 takes, keep moving. And over there at True Groove Records and Tomas Donker, and they loved it. I was like, whatever. I'm trying to get my play up, you know what I mean? So I'm not really thinking about this music that we're recording. I've done 4 live shows in the city, like performing those pieces right before COVID went crazy. Like we were at spots like, you know, the bitter end. We killed the bitter end, like murder. It was great. And it was a new outlet for me. Like I've never got on the mic and like did that thing, you know. It was wonderful. I enjoyed the play. It's gonna be fire, bro.
Man, I want to be able to see it, and because I live in New York City, I have no excuse. I have none.
It's so good. We did Brooklyn. We did we did like 4 different spots and performed live. And people were like, all right, cool. Whoa.
Do you have any dates coming up?
No. I've literally, because since then, NEC picked up the play and agreed to produce it. I'm officially a playwright now. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
You know, got the check to prove it. Like, it's real. So, you know, since then, Negro Ensemble Company has put their money where their mouth is and gave me money to workshop the play. So over Zoom, we put a cast together that's amazing. Keith Johnston is now doing the music. Like I said, Reggie Douglas is directing. The cast that was in the workshop was fire. So we'll see, but
we're excited.
And a couple of those folks I've worked with before. Like Carter Redwood, I played his dad in Pipeline. We did a production of that, and so I'm excited.
We're excited. Do you feel like a lot of this creativity stemmed from your dad? You know, he was really big. So like carrying this legacy, this torch, and taking it on yourself and kind of running with it. Do you kind of honor him in doing all of your screenwrites now?
I think people should be very aware of what they're digesting through their eyes, through their ears, through their mouth, like through your nose, whatever.
Yes.
Because it stays in your body. I wasn't even thinking about Pops. Like, Khalil Kain is one of the original last poets. He is a profound mind with that
Yeah.
poetry. But that's what I grew up
Mm-hmm.
seeing. I mean, you know, you're talking about a kid that's 5, 6 years old at the East Wind up in Harlem on 125th Street.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Mary Baraka's up in there. And Zazaki Shange's up in there. The Black Panthers, the Young Lords. Like, it was that time, and the last poets were performing. Khalil Kain, David Nelson, and Felipe Luciano. Felipe Luciano is like my godfather. I still see him on the regular. He carried me on his shoulders when I was, you know, little dude. So that's in my body, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm just letting it come out organically. Like, now it's choosing to come out. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
None of this, anything I've done in the entertainment industry has been planned or like, I'm gonna go. No, these things happen.
That's so crazy that you say that, because I was watching an interview you did and they were asking you about Juice, because I'm pretty sure you get that like every interview you go on, they talk about Juice. But I heard you stating that like it wasn't planned. Like I wasn't planning on doing this. So what kept you there? Like, you know, I know you were saying like when you first got there, it was like, okay, this looks good. You know,
well, it was an opportunity, you know. When you get blessed, say thank you.
Yeah.
You know, and address the blessing.
Right.
I didn't plan it because I didn't know what I wanted to do, what I was going to do. I mean, I wasn't a bad kid. I mean, I was bad like everybody else, but you're talking about like it's not a matter of being lazy or not having any sort of forward motion or thought about having a good life. It was more about really knowing and looking at society, looking at politics and religion and the state of Black people in America, and understanding like my opportunities are limited. Listening to the people that were supposed to counsel me, mentor me through school or whatever, and understanding that they're really not like checking for me. You know, like I'm depending on my family and my people, my crew, to kind of guide me, to keep. It's not so. At a younger age, it was not about what am I going to be. It was about survive, like stay alive.
What I got to do.
I know there's a lot of folks, not a lot of young Black folks out there, a lot of young folks out there that are in survival mode. You know, and that's not their fault.
And I think like that, and I feel like the cycle continues with that. You know what I mean? Even through our generation, up until the one that's up now, it's like you're flourishing to survive. You know what I mean? Like
even when you flourish, even when you're quote unquote successful, you're still in that mode if you are that people. Shit, Pac's not here.
Yeah. Right.
And he did everything he wanted to do, everything he said he was going to do, and still, like, you're worried about dying. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about dying when I leave the house. That's some bullshit. Sorry.
Right. That is so true. So everybody in these comments are like blowing this up and are asking, how did Raheem come about? Was this something you specifically auditioned for?
Yeah.
Or did you get an opportunity to test all the other characters? How did all four of y'all kind of make this happen?
Well, you know, they brought us in for specific characters, but during the audition process, they had us read all the characters. It was sort of an audition and a rehearsal all kind of combined into one, which I thought was genius. And I've not seen a lot of other directors and producers do it that way. Yeah. But for us, it's like new talent. By the time we got to the set, the four that got chosen, we were well prepared. Like, we knew each other, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, you know, I know Omar Epps was like, you guys like out here, you, Omar, you know, you guys, this was your first film, but you guys are already kind of out here doing these things. So I know, like, we're young, right? You're young, and none of it kind of makes sense. It is like it's all happening so fast. For you, even during filming and after, when did it hit you? Like, damn, I'm acting. Like, this is real. Like, people are stopping me.
Like, for people that go to school for acting and train, there's a craft to it, and they're honing their craft and like planning ahead and putting themselves on a trajectory for artistic success.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't where I was at. It was more like my competitive nature. You
Mm-hmm.
know, hearing no. Like I didn't like that shit. I was like, what do you mean no? Like going no, but to be new
Yeah.
and going for an audition and prepare and know you did a really good job. Like you did better than you thought you were gonna do. You're like, oh, I was dope. And they're like, what?
Right.
And they go, no, no.
Uh.
And then your agent says, no, they said you were really good. They just, it's a no.
Wow.
What do you mean no? And
Right.
up it, no, but before I started acting, I didn't hear a lot of no's. Like in my family, out in the world, I was pretty spoiled. Like I pretty much
Yeah.
got what I wanted. I got what I wanted. You know what I'm
So then
saying?
to come into this industry and be told that, it's like,
Yes, it was a
wait,
big
who are you
shift.
talking to?
It was a big shift of rejection. I hadn't experienced a lot of rejection in my life until I started acting, but it toughened me up. It gave me sort of, and it gave me some guts. I'll put it that way. And I started to realize that I was mentally stronger than I thought I was.
Yeah.
And then also that competitive nature kicks in because you look up and you see who got the role and you're like, word?
Yeah.
Nah, come on now. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
that kind of carried me through more so because I didn't have that craft and I hadn't, you know, gone to school and done all that. So as the doors opened, I stepped through them as opposed to being scared or thinking I don't deserve this or I'm not ready for this or no. I just stepped through the door and was like, yo, whatever happens, happens.
Like taking that real leap of faith, because a lot of us, we sabotage our own blessings. You know what I mean? Like, I
No
don't
doubt.
think I'm worthy. You know,
But I've done that. I had to learn not to do that.
yeah.
But again, why do we do that? I mean,
Yeah.
we have to really look at the legacy of being here, why we were brought here, and understand that some of these behaviors were kind of beat into us.
Right.
You know,
Like I was
then you
ready to
got to
say that.
figure
Like
it
the
out.
conditioning. Like you know, this is not what you're supposed to do because your father or your grandfather worked this job, so you should be doing that as your plan. You know what I mean? Like acting or singing or all these artist careers, they don't last. You know what I mean? And that's the conditioning that we're told as kids.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to train yourself to listen to your voice, not
Yeah.
all of what's being sent at you.
Mm-hmm.
And
And even that is hard, you know, like even like
yes,
coming from New York City, like both of us, you know what I'm saying? You in the East Village and I'm from Brooklyn, do or die out here, you know? So those things of kind of like your voice are often kind of shadowed by family, friends, teachers, especially education, kind of like putting you in this box and telling you this is who you are, right? You know?
I was lucky when it came to family. Like,
Yeah.
my family's solid. Um, the support that I got from my family was very important.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also been very fortunate in the people that were around me, my friends, my loved ones, you know, people that really, we need to tell the people we love that we love them regularly so that they know it really feels good and it feeds your loved ones in a way that, man, it's like you just said, do or die.
Yeah.
You never
Yeah.
know when that I love you might really come into play and help somebody out, you know.
Right, and also, like you said, giving people their flowers while they're here, while they can
Yeah,
smell
but we
them, while
don't
they can.
know. We don't know. I don't know when you had a really bad day or when
Yeah,
something horrible has happened to you. The
yeah,
people that are close to you generally don't know until you tell them. But
yeah.
in the meantime, those I love yous and you're the fucking best and you the man and all that is
It
with
goes a
you.
long way.
It really does. More than we
Yeah,
think. More than
yeah.
we think.
So you're 27, right? You play Raheem. You get this amazing role. It is now blown up into superstardom. How do you kind of remain humble at such a young age and continue on?
I mean, even then, I did it because I felt like something in me told me I had something to offer.
Mm,
You know, I have something to offer the culture. I have something to offer my family. I have
yeah,
something, you know, So do it. Do it until you make your offering. And I really feel like I haven't made my offering yet.
Right.
So yeah, you get blessed. Then what? How do you
Right.
say thank you? How do you honor that blessing? You have
Right.
to give an offering. You have to show up and offer what you were brought there to do.
Right.
And I really don't feel like I've done that yet. So I'm still here. You know,
Yes.
it's because
Yes.
it's really not about like being rich or being famous. And my track record shows that I've been consistent. I'm the same dude that I was, back in '92. I'm
Yeah.
not, that's just never been my thing.
Mm.
You know where I'm from.
Right.
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 So,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm from. That's where I still, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm always going to be.
Yeah.
No amount of Hollywood money, whatever. I mean, I lived in LA and had 3 cars in my garage. Like, and what?
Right. What happens next? Right. What?
It was not, you can only drive 1 car at a time. It was like the people around thought it was much cuter than I did. I was like, yeah, it's cute.
Right. Oh, of course, right? Outside looking in always looks better than the person who's actually in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree. And I love that you said that, like, I still haven't done it yet, right? I still haven't done it yet. And that's honest because I've interviewed a lot of celebrities and they're like, yeah, when I did this, and in my mind, I'm always like, no, you don't get it. You just don't get it. Like, what are you doing to pour into somebody else so that they can cross? You know what I mean? I think about your mentors, and you were talking about like Ernest Dickinson and how people kind of like poured what they had into you so you could be here right now. So I often think about what are we doing in our places, in our moments right now to allow other people to cross. That for me is always the real blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's mine.
But you have to be about it. Like the only reason I can still call Ernest is because he knows I'm about it.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm calling because I mean it and I need it. I'm not calling him just, hey, how, like, no, there's something going on. Like I need some guidance or, I need to help out or whatever it is. But I love the fact that I can still call this man. Jermaine Hopkins, I can still call that man. You know what I mean? Like we talk this,
Yeah.
It's hard to keep those relationships. How many people for 30 years now? That's still, that's not nothing. That's something.
Yeah.
Carter Redwood, this young actor who's dope. I played his father in Pipeline in this production in Pittsburgh of this Dominique Morisseau play, Pipeline, that is amazing. Dominique Morisseau, shout out. I love you, boo. She's an amazing Black woman, playwright, MacArthur genius. Like, talk about it. She bout it.
Right.
Now, love this play. When we were in rehearsal, we're doing, 8 shows a week. I tell Carter about the play that I wrote. He was perfect for this role, the fucking leading role in the play. He's like, oh, yeah. Send it to me. Send it to him. He don't read it. He young, it's cool.
Right.
But now it's a year later, 2 years later, NEC wants to do the play. I don't care that he didn't read it. It wasn't about that. I didn't take none of that personal. That's normal. And I know that Carter loves me. So it wasn't like I was like, he ain't even ready, so whatever. No, I know this will transform something for him. Might transform everything for him. So I called him up for the workshop.
Yeah.
Carter, it's going down. What's good? I'm sending you this play again. He was like, I know, my bad. But now he reads the play and he's like, oh, shit. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I told you. But now our relationship has gone from here to here because he's like, wow, Khalil, really is like down for me like that. Like, he wasn't just saying it. He's actually doing it.
He's showing it, right?
Yes. I'm definitely all about reaching, we always talk about reaching back. No, I'm reaching forward because that kid, I know he has something to offer. One of the first young actors was this actor, Siddiqui Fofana, who did a reading of this play. and he
Yeah.
was beautiful in the role. And like the kid passed away, you know, from complications with sickle cell. I
Yeah.
went to the hospital. I stood at his bed. I held his hand, and his family lost him. I still think about him to this day. You know, every time we put that play up, I'm gonna think about that young man.
Right.
So if you're not thinking about other people, your family, other artists that struggle the same way you do, you shouldn't be here. You're taking up space.
I
You're taking up
agree.
valuable space.
Right. I agree. Because I'm like, and to kind of add to that, because I'm like, in reality, whether you know it or not, you're still kind of in this bubble. You haven't even touched the surface. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in this 28-year career, right?
Damn.
I do my homework now. I do my homework.
No, but just to hear it, like I say it sometimes, to hear somebody else say it, it's like, oh,
and it flies by.
Like wow, it so has.
Right? Like you blink and you're here, right? What have you feel like you've learned something really important that has carried you, that has allowed you to have such longevity?
Tell the truth. And don't work for money.
I want you to say that last one again, because I think the people in the back, I want y'all to hear this, because this is really important.
I mean, I don't have time to prepare something. So what I did say was tell the truth and don't work for money.
That is so important.
I remember years ago in LA, I went out on a date. And I could tell this young woman, she was feeling me. She's sitting across the table. I could tell the way she was looking at me. She was like, oh, yeah, man. We flirting back and forth. It's all good. And then she says something. She goes, you know something? How could I ever believe a word that you say? Because you're an actor and you're a good actor. And you lie for a living. So how could I ever? So now the date's jacked. I'm like, you're done.
Right.
And I had to tell her, I was like, that's not true. That's not what I do. I said, I actually do the opposite. I tell the truth for a living. I said, when I'm being my most effective as an actor, I'm being my most honest. And that's why an audience member, someone watching, will get into it because they believe it, because it rings true. And in that moment, for me, it rings true. All I'm trying to do in any performance you may see me in is reaching for the truth of the matter at hand. Like really trying to find the truth in it.
Yeah. And it shows, even in your work, you know, like I think about For Color Girls. I remember just kind of watching you in this movie and saying like, this is so relatable to right now.